Welcome to SVR IAS Academy. ComeOnIndia.com is our website. Today's date is 18th May 2016. Let's discuss some important topics in today's current affairs video lecture. Let's discuss the first topic, that is Global Disease Burden Report 2016. Global Disease Burden Report 2016. The report is released by World Health Organization. The first point, the report is prepared and released by World Health Organization. According to the Global Disease Burden Report 2016, India accounts for 15% of the global mental, neurological and substance use disorders. So India accounts for 15% of these cases. Across the world, developing countries account for 3/4 of the total cases. When compared to developed countries, developing countries account for 3/4 of the mental and neurological disorders. In India, only 10% of the people with mental disorders are estimated to receive the treatment. Out of 10 people who are affected by mental disorder, only one is receiving the treatment. What are reasons for that? The reasons are, in India, mental health is not developed like other health sectors. So, only few trained mental health professionals are available. So, only few trained mental health professionals are available in India is one of the drawback. And second is that access is poor. Poor access to mental health care services. Poor access is another problem. And third reason is the social stigma. Mental disorders are social stigma, considered social stigma. So these are the few reasons which block the people from accessing the mental health care in India. So because of that, out of 10 people who are affected by mental disorders, various forms of mental disorders, only one is receiving the treatment. Now, let's discuss about N.K. Singh Committee. N.K. Singh Committee. Recently, central government has formed a 5-member committee. 5-member committee which will be headed by N.K. Singh. N.K. Singh is the former Revenue Secretary. Former Revenue Secretary. Now, what is the objective of this committee? The mandate of the committee is to review the working of FRBM Act. To review the working of FRBM Act 2003. FRBM Act means Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act. Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act 2003. 12 years before the Act was enacted, and it fixes fiscal deficit target. It is a fixed target. Under the target, 3% fiscal deficit should be achieved within 2 years. Within 2 years. There is an argument is going on among various economists whether to have a fixed fiscal deficit target or should we go for the fiscal deficit range. To go for fiscal deficit range or to have a fixed one. For example, to have a 3% fixed fiscal deficit target or whether to go for 2 to 4% fiscal deficit range. For that, recently central government has constituted N.K. Singh committee to examine the feasibility of fiscal deficit range instead of fixed deficit target. Now, let's move to the third topic of the day, that is Malabar naval exercise. Malabar exercise, it is a naval exercise. It is an important topic for prelims examination every year, and also you can quote Malabar exercise in GS paper 2 foreign policy, India-US relations. You can quote this as an example. It is a joint naval exercise. It is a joint naval exercise between 3 countries. So it is a trilateral exercise between India, USA and Japan. So please remember, it is a trilateral naval exercise between India, USA and Japan. In 1992, Malabar exercise began as bilateral exercise. It's a bilateral naval exercise between India and US. Later, in 2015, Japan started participating as a permanent member of this exercise. Before 2015, Japan participated as a non-permanent participant in the Malabar exercise, and from 2015 onwards, Japan is participating as a permanent partner in the naval exercise. 2015 Malabar exercise was held in the Bay of Bengal. 2016 Malabar trilateral naval exercise will be held east of Okinawa Island. Okinawa Island is a part of Japan. Here you can see the location of Okinawa Island, which is close to Senkaku Island. Here Senkaku Island is located. It is a disputed island between China and Japan. It is also called as Diao Island. Senkaku Island are also called as Diao Island. So don't forget about this island. It's a very important point for the prelims examination. So 2016 Malabar exercise will be held on the east coast of Okinawa Island. 4 Indian naval vessels are participating in 2016 Malabar exercise. One is INS Satpura, and second one is INS Sahyadri. Both are indigenously built guided missile stealth frigate. Guided missile stealth frigate is an important point. And third vessel is INS Shakti. INS Shakti is the fleet support ship, fleet support ship, and the last naval vessel name is INS Krich. INS Krich is the guided missile corvette. Guided missile corvette. So remember the four naval vessels name and their feature. From India's point of view, South China Sea is very important. So sea lands of communication must be free and open to all. So we should secure the sea lands of communication in the South China Sea, because more than 1/3 of our global trade occurs through Strait of Malacca, then South China Sea, then to the other parts of the world. So that's why South China Sea is important for not only for India, for Japan also it's important. So more than 1/3 of the global trade, when you can say around half of the world trade occurs through South China Sea. China claims most of the South China Sea as it means, look at the dotted lines. So most of the area of the South China Sea is claimed by China. Not only China, it's also claimed by Vietnam, Philippines, Malaysia, and other countries. So three countries, India, USA, and Japan. India recently launched East Actist policy, and few years back US launched Pivot to Asia policy, or simply rebalancing strategy. Japan wants to secure the sea lands of communication, especially in the South China Sea, where most of its trade occurs through it. So naval cooperation between these three countries under the name Malabar exercise is in the interest of all three countries.